Alright, the PlayStation Showcase. Let's start this video off with my personal highlights. Dragon's Dogma 2 got its first gameplay trailer, it looked absolutely incredible. Snake Eater, do I have to say anything more?
Thrill with darkness and silence through the night.
Alan Wake 2 and the new Assassin's Creed both got a new trailer with the release date for this October. That month is looking packed. Phantom Blade Zero looks like Sekiro on steroids. Final Fantasy 16 looks as epic as ever. And Spiderman got lots of gameplay with a mean looking Peter Parker.
Gonna cry?
And possibly the best graphics I've seen on PlayStation 5 so far. Yet, I'm still kinda underwhelmed. And after reading the reactions on Twitter, seems like I wasn't the only one. And that made me think, was the showcase just genuinely underwhelming, or were we way too overhyped? And the answer, I think, is a bit of both. There is no denying that compared to their previous showcases, this one was the least impressive of the bunch. Don't get me wrong, this showcase did many things right, but it also messed up in a lot of different ways. And since I like to end things on a positive note, let's start off by going over the negatives. The biggest disappointment, in my opinion, is the lack of presence by PlayStation Studios. Where was Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, Sucker Punch, Firesprite or Bluepoint? From the big Sony studios, only 4 stepped up to show their games, and 3 out of 4 were CGI trailers. Only Spiderman showed us the gameplay we were looking for. After this showcase, I expected to know what games Sony would be having in store for us in 2024 beyond this year's Spider-Man. Now, after watching, I don't know anything more than what I knew before. 2024 is still looking really empty in terms of games. A second big negative is the lack of release dates. There was a pretty great third-party lineup, but most games are probably really far off, with only a few getting a release date from what I remember. Aside from that, there was also no mention of Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, or The Last of Us Factions 2. I was sure these would at least make an appearance, but it seems that they are not ready, I guess. Also, still no Bloodborne, another year, another disappointment. I mean, Bloodborne is trending every single time one of these showcases happens, and Sony still refuses to give us even something as simple as a 60 frames per second patch. Alright, that was it for the negatives, let's move over to some positives. Again, like mentioned before, this showcase had a lot of amazing games that I'm really excited, to play. If this was any other showcase, this would have been an A tier, but again, it was a PlayStation showcase, so expectations were high. That Spider-Man demo, those graphics are insane. Insomniac Games are freaking wizards. Another big plus is the way the showcase was structured. Just game after game after game shown, no interruptions, just an hour of games. Yes, sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming to see so many games in such a short period of time, even to a point that I forget that I even saw a game like 2 minutes after it happened. But the games that stand out, they do stand out. These PlayStation presentations are still by far my favorites. I prefer them over the live on stage presentations personally. A big plus is also the variety in games shown. There were shooters, horror games, RPGs, adventure games, fighting games, and more. All genres got some type of representation. So I think every single gamer that watched this showcase will have at least one game that they're excited for. Seeing all this variety is great. So these are my thoughts about the showcase. It wasn't terrible, it was actually quite good, but it was just a bit underwhelming, especially when you compare it to what PlayStation has done before. So next up in this year's showcase season is Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Games Showcase. Let's see if Jeff or Phil can bring us the goods and maybe even blow this showcase out of the water. Who knows? We'll see. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. What is your opinion on this showcase? What were your favorite announced games? leave a comment down below. Honestly, I love reading the comments. Seeing all the support for my videos lately has also been super motivating. So thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and catch you all later.